نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على سيدنا ومولانا محمد رسوله النبي الأمين المكين الحنين الكريم الرؤوف الرحيم أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فاذكروني أذكركم واشكروا لي ولا تكفرون صدق الله العظيم. My dear respected viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I am your host Muhammad Umar Al-Qadri with another episode of the greatest Sufis. Alhamdulillahi ta'ala, last week we discussed the life of the great Sufi, the great Sheikh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi of India. Today, inshallah al-Aziz, we are going to discuss some other aspects of his life and then show you the footage of his shrine. And then inshallah, we will then discuss his teachings. What did he teach? What did he propagate to his disciples? Last week, we were not able to show you the footage because there were so many aspects of the life of Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi which we wanted to mention, which we wanted to discuss with you. And inshallah, today we will show you the footage of the shrine of Sheikh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi alayhi. We ended our last episode with mentioning that Sheikh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi alayhi went to his Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi alayhi in Ajudhan in Pak Patan, currently Pakistan. And his Sheikh ordered him to go and return back to his home country and to continue his studies. The Sheikh went back, Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi alayhi, and he continued his studies until completion. When he became a jurist, when he became a scholar, when he became a complete fazil, complete alim, and a faqih and a jurist, after completing the studies, he went back to the suhbah, to the majlis of his Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi in Pak Patan, Ajudan. Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi, he made him spend some days with him. In these days, the great Sheikh, Grand Sheikh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar, he did the tarbiyah, the spiritual training of Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullah alayhi. And when this spiritual training was completed, Sheikh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullah alayhi was asked to come. And when they came to Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi, Sheikh Fariduddin rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi said to him that, "O Nizamuddin, I wanted to give and to transfer spiritual blessings to someone else, but I was ordered by Almighty Allah to wait for you. And now since you have completed your ilm, since you have completed your knowledge, your studies, you have completed acquiring knowledge. Now, since you have already received ilmul lisan, the knowledge of the tongue, now I want to pass on to you ilmul qalb, the knowledge of the heart. I want to pass on to you, transfer towards you the spiritual blessings, the barakat which I have received, the knowledge of the heart which I have received. So you may go back to your home country, you may go back to Delhi and there propagate the message of Sufism, of Islam, the real message of Islam, which is the message of Sufism, the message of kindness, the message of peace, the message of unity, the message of generosity, that you may propagate this to others. And you may do the tasfiyah, you may purify the hearts, purify the souls, purify the minds of the people who come in your gatherings. And you will make them, ultimately through this process, you will make them remember their Lord Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Sheikh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullah alayhi was given the amama, he was given the turban of Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi as a symbol of transferring the spiritual blessing, as a symbol of transferring the khilafah, the spiritual khilafah. From there on, at the same time, Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullah alayhi said, "O my son, O my disciple Nizamuddin, I want to give you some advice, and keep this advice always with you. Practice on this advice, and if you will do so, then inshallah many millions of people, many people, servants of Almighty Allah will come in your gathering and they will get fairs from you. They will get spiritual blessings from you, and you will become the one who will distribute the blessings and barakat of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through the court of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam." What were these advices What was the nasiha? The first advice Baba Fariduddin gave to Nizamuddin Auliya, my dear viewers, was, "O my son, be like a big tree, so that Allah's creation, the human beings in their multitudes, may find rest and peace under your shadow." O my son, become like the tree, become like the shadow of the tree, that it does not discriminate. Anyone, whether he is a Muslim, he is a Hindu, he is a Sikh, he is the Jew, he is a Christian, when they come under the shadow of the tree will have and will give the shadow, and the shadow will be a source of peace for everyone. It does not discriminate. The peace, the source of peace and the source of rest, the shadow itself is for everyone. So be like the shadow of a tree. The second nasiha, advice, Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi was given by his sheikh. He said, "O my son, remember, keep your enemies always happy. Keep your enemies always happy. Keep them pleased." Nizamuddin Auliya asked, "Ya Sheikh, what do you mean with this?" The Sheikh said, "When your enemies talk against you, when your enemies, they hate you, and they will do conspiracies against you, don't be like a common person that you will react the same way, or your reaction will be worse than them, than their acts. Don't react in that way. No, when you have enemies and these enemies will be against you, they will have hatred towards you, they will have malice towards you. What you should do, you should remember the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You should remember the beloved, the beautiful conduct, the beautiful attitude, the beautiful moral behavior of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, since he was forgiving those who used to throw garbage on him, he forgave them. Those who wanted to take his life, those who wanted to kill him, Holy Prophet ﷺ, when he got a chance to take a revenge from them during Fath Makkah, conquest of Makkah, he never took any revenge from anyone, and he forgave everyone. So you have to please your enemies, you have to keep them happy, because if you will have hatred to them, if you will react the same way, they will not be pleased. Their hatred will increase for you. They will not be pleased. So you have to please them, and the way to please them is you have to forgive them. No matter what they do to you, no matter how they behave against you, no matter what they propagate against you, no matter what kind of propaganda they do against you, don't worry. Do not concentrate on those things. Keep doing your job, keep doing your work, keep doing the tazkiyah, the tasfiyah, keep purifying the hearts and the minds and souls of other people, and at the same time keep your own soul, your own heart, your own mind purified from every evil act and from every evil attribute. And hatred is an attribute of the lower self, of the ill-commanding self. The third advice Shaykh Baba Fariduddin Ganj Shakar rahmatullahi gave to his disciple Nizamuddin Auliya was, "O my son, strive hard in worshipping Almighty Allah." The third advice, he said, "O my son, if you want that you become a source of peace for others, you become a source of happiness, unity for others, kindness for others, make sure that you also, while you are having a beautiful attitude with the creation of Allah, you also, first and foremost, you have a beautiful attitude and behavior towards Almighty Allah Himself. Because this is what Sufism is. Sufism is to have beautiful attitude, behavior, conduct with Allah, with Almighty Allah, and with the creation of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So while you are behaving kindly, behaving positively with the creation, don't forget that you have to always remember your Lord Almighty Allah and strive hard in worshipping. Because if you just will perform the 5-time prayers, you will not become, in the eyesight of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a special one. You will not become His beloved. If you want to become His beloved of Almighty Allah, then there is a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam which says, "La yazalu abdi yataqarrabu ilayya bin nawafili hatta uhibbuhu." That when a person's servant, not only by performing fara'id, the compulsory obligation acts, worshipping ibadat, prayers, but with a part of them, he voluntary prayers, he offers extra nawafil, extra worshipping, he stands up during the nights in the day for Almighty Allah, and he worships Almighty Allah. He does qiyamul layl, he strives hard in worshipping Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he goes through hardship. only then he will become a beloved of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sufism, these greatest Sufis, what they propagated to their disciples, what these disciples propagated to mankind, was first foremost to have a beautiful conduct, behavior with Almighty Allah, with the Creator, and then with the creation of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I remind myself whenever I think about this, striving hard in worshipping Almighty Allah, my dear viewers, this nasiha which Baba Fariduddin gave to his disciple Nizamuddin Auliya, on whose life and teachings we are discussing today, I am always reminded by this great shair, by this great verse in Urdu, Attar ho, Rumi ho, Ghazali ho ke Ghazi. Attar ho, Rumi ho, Ghazali ho ke Ghazi. Kuch haat aata nahi be-aahe sahargahi. That all these great Sufis, great scholars, Attar, Fariduddin Attar, Rumi, Ghazali, Ghazi, all of them, they never became those great people until they did Aahe Sahargahi, until they were striving hard in worshipping Almighty Allah, until they did a lot of effort, a lot of worshipping, they strived a lot hard in Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ibadah. Until that time they never became those people. So this is the third advice Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi received from his Shaykh. Then another advice, Shaykh Baba Fariduddin Ganja Shakar rahmatullahi alayhi said, "Oh my son, wherever you go, remember this, remember the sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam, the sunnah of the Prophet of Ibrahim alayhi salam. When he was hungry, he would never eat until someone would accompany him during the dinner, during the lunch. Someone would eat with him. He would not eat without that. So he would always wait for someone to come with whom he could share his food. So this is a sunnah of Ibrahim alayhi salam. And Shaykh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullah was given the advice, "Oh my son, disciple, that you should have in your character, in your personality, this act, this akhlaq, this attribute of Ibrahim alayhi salam should be part of your character, personality. So whatever you are eating, don't eat alone. Feed others also at the same time. Invite others also at the same time." And this is in fact, dear viewers, Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, he followed these advices of his Shaykh. And this is why that Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him this great rank, this great status, that when he went to Delhi, thousands, what to talk about thousands, hundreds, thousands of people during his lifetime, they sat in his gatherings. They remembered Almighty Allah when they sat in these gatherings. They remembered and they reflected upon their own characters, their own conducts, and then they realized where they were weak, where they had mistakes. And by realizing their mistakes, they changed themselves. Their hearts were purified, their souls were purified in the suhbah, in the majlis of Shaykh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. And this is why today, many 100 years have passed away, many centuries have passed away, but people still remember these great Sufis. People still remember Shaykh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi alayhi. People still go to his shrine. Not only they go to his shrine, they show the respect, they show the reverence for him. Muslims, non-Muslims, all human beings, because the message of peace, the message of unity, the message of love was for everyone. It was not only specifically for the Muslims, it was for all the creation of Almighty Allah. And this is what the Sufis teach, that don't be only merciful to Muslims, even though you are a Muslim yourself. No, since the Prophet of Islam is Rahmatul lil Alameen, is a mercy for all the worlds. The same way, a true follower is the one who reflects in his personality, in his character, that rahmah, mercy of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he's not only kind to Muslims, no, he's kind to everyone, whether Muslim or whether non-Muslim. Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullah alayhi, he fulfilled and he practiced on these advices. And that is why many people, they are visiting the shrine. And inshallah, after the break, I will inshallah discuss, we will see the footage, we will in fact see the footage and the documentary of the shrine of Shaykh Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi. And then inshallah, we will also talk about the teachings of Nizamuddin Auliya rahmatullahi alayhi. Stay with us, viewers. We are going to a short break. Inshallah, after the break, we will be back.